Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Part A POE Teatime, bite-sized learning on busy days. This is the fifth video in our series regarding SNF consolidated billing. In this video, we are discussing major category 4. There are 5 major categories under the SNF consolidated billing guidelines. CMS provides a detailed explanation of those categories on their website. I have instructed where to find this document in previous videos, and I will show you where the document is here in a moment. I do want to mention to please keep in mind that it is important for providers to understand the major categories for SNF consolidated billing. Some major categories exclude services by revenue code, as well as bill types. Others by certain types, such as a beneficiary receiving services in a renal dialysis or a hospice facility. And other services are strictly driven by the HCPCS code that is being billed. I just mentioned that CMS identifies 5 major categories of services under SNF consolidated billing guidelines. The last category, Category 5, is a list of inclusions. We will address Category 5 in the next video in our series. I have listed the 5 major categories here on this slide. So major Category 1 is exclusion of services beyond the scope of a SNF. Major Category 2 is additional services excluded when rendered to specific beneficiaries. Category 3 is additional excluded services rendered by certified providers. Category 4 is additional excluded preventive and screening services. And major Category 5 is Part B services included in SNF consolidated billing. So let's dive into major Category 4, additional excluded preventive and screening services. So we're discussing Category 4 services, which are, again, screening and preventative services. Screening and preventative services are considered to be a separate Part B service when your SNF patient is in a covered Part A stay. So the patient must have active Part B coverage to bill on the Part B bill. If the SNF patient is in a Part A stay, the SNF will bill on a 22X type of bill. I do want to take a moment and mention that if the resident receives a type of vaccine that is preventative in nature, but for which no Part B benefit category exists, so for example, diphtheria, then the vaccine would not be covered under either Part A or Part B, and as a consequence could possibly become covered under the Part D drug benefit. Further, it is worth noting that unlike preventive services covered under Part B, those preventive vaccines covered under Part D are not subject to SNF consolidated billing, even when furnished to a SNF Part A resident. If the SNF patient is in a non-certified bed, the 23X type of bill is used. Swing bed providers must use type of bill 12X for eligible beneficiaries at a Part A SNF level of care. Again, Category 4 services are covered as a Part B benefit, and they are not included in the SNF PPS reimbursement for Medicare patients receiving these services while in a SNF Part A stay. Please reference CMS Internet Only Manual or IOM Publication 100-04, Chapter 18 for additional information on preventive and screening services. I want to make just a few clarifications regarding those screening and preventive services. Again, Publication 100-04, Chapter 18 is where you'll find everything you need to know for the screening and preventive services. But you will also want to remember that frequency, diagnosis criteria, HCPCS codes, and age requirements will also need to be considered when reviewing these services. The Medicare Preventive Services Educational Tool provides the following information on Medicare preventive services. So you'll be able to see the HCPCS or CPT codes, International Classification of Diseases 10th Revision or ICD-10 diagnosis codes, coverage requirements, frequency requirements, and Medicare beneficiary liability for each Medicare preventive service. Please note The information in this publication applies only to Medicare fee-for-service program, also known as Original Medicare. Again, for additional guidance on the use of diagnosis codes, please visit the Claims Processing Manual, Publication 100-04, Chapter 18. I have been going out to the 2025 annual SNF Consolidated Billing HCPCS update, or the zip file, during these videos, so I would like to take a moment and show you how to find major category 4 codes. So we are going to go to CMS's website, cms.gov, and what you're seeing now is the homepage for cms.gov. I'm going to select Medicare, and we are just going to scroll down and we're going to go to coding and billing. And then we're going to select SNF consolidated billing. And this takes us to the main page of SNF consolidated billing on CMS's website. So what I'm looking for now is the 2025 Part A MAC update. So I'm just going to scroll down. I'm looking for this over here in this left side navigation. So I'm going to just continue scrolling. And there it is, 2025 Part A MAC update. So I'm going to select that. This will take you then to the 2025 Part A MAC update page on CMS's website. And what this page is showing us are codes that are either going to be added or terminated for 2025 dates of service. So I'm going to scroll down to the bottom of this page to the downloads. So this second link right here is the 2025 general explanation of major categories for SNF consolidated billing document that I referenced at the beginning of this video. This is a great tool to use. It gives you information on each specific major category. But we're going to select this first link, the 2025 Annual SNF Consolidated Billing HCPCS Update, the zip file. So you're going to click on that. And you will need to save this to your system, because it's a zip file. So we'll just go ahead and do that. And then we will open the document that you saved. And we're going to select this first link here, the January 2025 SNF CB update. And that will bring you up the Excel file. So this has all of the codes listed for all of the major categories. So over here it gives you the HCPCS code. It will give you then a short description of that code. And then it will tell you what major category and subcategory that code is listed under. So let's say we want to try to find a category 4 code, G0009, which is administration of pneumococcal vaccine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to Control F, and I'm just going to key in G0009 and hit enter. And this takes us directly to our code. So over here again is the HCPCS code. And here is the brief description, administration of pneumococcal vaccine. And then it does tell us that this is a major category 4, subcategory C, vaccine administration code. So it is in the list of exclusions. All right. The next video in our series will address major category 5. Thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to review this video. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.